everybody, welcome to another episode of PrettySmart, and today I'm gonna draw my life. P.S. My drawing is terrible, so please pardon me. So I was born at Mount Elizabeth Hospital on the 28th of March 1991. Thing is, I was born without any hair on my head, and I was probably much bald for the next 2 years. The conversations my mom and dad always got was, is she a boy or a girl? Or, do you have a son? What's his name? Then my mom would just shrug it off and say, it's a girl, her name is Christabel. And then it was time to go to kindergarten. So what I remember about my kindergarten days is that we were always playing outside, and there were a lot of flowers and a lot of trees all around, and we were always preparing for our next performance. Whether it's a Chinese New Year dance, or whether it's one for Christmas, or whether for Mid-Autumn Festival, there was always something to prepare for. I remember this very clearly because the teacher just told me, "Hey Belle, you just have to sit in the middle of the stage and not do anything and just bob your head from left to right." And of course, I was wearing a costume that looks like a flower. So back in kindergarten, my grandmother will always tie my hair every single morning without fail. And she will always tie the same hairstyle, which is just 2 pigtails. Then I got to primary school. So in primary school, I was very sporty. I was in the track and field, I even played netball, and I remember doing hurdles because it was my favorite part of track and field. And I was very mischievous in primary school. Everybody liked to jump to the 4th bar on the monkey bar. So I tried it for the first time, and guess what? I landed on the floor. And I twisted my arm into this U shape and had to be in the hospital for the next 2 weeks. Here's the fun part. I'm gonna tell you how the word Bellywellyjelly came about. So in primary school, there was this game that all of us used to play called Neopets. And when we had to think about a username, I was spoiled for choice. I'm not too sure whether I want to call myself CCHY, which is the initials of my full name, or I can call myself Belly Beans, Ding Dong Bell, and then I finally decided on Bellywellyjelly. So then comes secondary school. I was in the choir, and I was not too much about doing sports anymore, and all I wanted to do was sing. I know how hard it was to get into the choir because I was automatically put into netball. And then when I was finally in the choir, I was allocated to soprano 1. We were practicing every single day, and we got the gold with honors during the SYF competition. And I made really good friends in the choir as well, like Bao Ye, Si Hui, Sophia, and Belle. Oh yes, this was where I got interested in traveling as well, because we went all the way to the Czech Republic to compete. And then it was time to go to junior college. I remember being really sad on my first day of school because I didn't know anyone there. I didn't have many good friends that were going to the same junior college, and I felt really alone. But it turns out that ACJC was the best place because it was the place that I met my best friend Beatrice. So in junior college, I was in the art stream, and I loved history, literature, and economics. So you might ask me what's the most memorable part of my university life? It has to be our trip to India. So back then, me and Beatrice were not that close just yet. And that trip was probably the most iconic trip because it brought us closer together. And then we were done with JC, and I was off to Perth for university. So I was in an all-girls hostel in uni, and for the next 2 years, what I didn't know is that I'm gonna have the most life-changing experience of my life. I would be bullied at the age of 19. So basically, I'm a very cheerful and very positive girl most of the time. But whenever I open Facebook back then or Twitter, I would see posts from certain girls going, "Hey, you're a fake. You are too cheerful. You have to be sad. No one's happy all the time. No one likes you." And I remember going to the dining hall and not know where to sit because everyone was staring at me funny, and I didn't know why. So I remember back then, Skype was my best friend because I was able to talk to both Chelsea and Beatrice, and I felt like they were there with me, and it made everything better. And little did I know, one good friend from my hostel actually asked my parents to come down because she knew that I was going through a hard time. After 2 years, I finally moved out the hostel, and I had my own place at 76 Broadway with my very good friend Samantha. And for the next 1 year, we had so much fun with the best of friends. And then as a huge group, we would like to go on road trips. So that's when I started taking a lot of pictures and I take vlogs, many of which are updated on my Instagram, blog and YouTube. And that's how everything started. Oh yes, before I forget, it was in my uni days that I got to know my good friend Andrea Chong as well. We got to know each other on Facebook and we became pen pals. And then it was time to say goodbye to Perth and head home to Singapore. I was getting ready for different job interviews ever since I got back to Singapore. And then on February 2015, in a vlogger's trip to Thailand, I met Brian Chu from TheSmartLocal. What started out as a random idea to make random videos together became an idea to create TSLtv. In the TheSmartLocal office was where I met the love of my life, Joel. Well, I shall not go into that story because I'm sure you heard about it or watched it in the previous videos. You might ask me, so what am I doing present day? I am kinda like working two jobs. So I'm a blogger as well as a host at TheSmartLocal TV. I love filming and chatting in front of the camera to all of you guys, and I also love taking pictures and creating content on the blog just for you. And most of all, I get to meet all of you amazing girls and guys out there because of what I do. And the best of it all, you guys encourage me in every single step of the way. For all my writings, for all my thought posts, and something amazing has happened. All of you guys have gotten together and formed this really cute little family called Bellywelly family. A support system that everybody can encourage and just spread good vibes to each other. This actually makes me very, very happy. And yeah, so that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and if you can watch more, follow the links right here. And do remember to subscribe to the TSLtv and also follow us on Instagram at TheSmartLocal TV. I'll see you guys in the next episode. I hope you like this one. Goodbye!